What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and this Sunday is the first true test for our rookie quarterback and our ADE team, after Dan era team. Now, this is going to be our opportunity to really see what type of abilities, what type of skill, what type of intuition does our young rookie quarterback have against a defense that could be very problematic to him. Now, I understand that, we've seen him against Tampa Bay, we've seen him against Cincinnati, we've seen him against Arizona, but I think that for the first time he's going to see something that's very devastating. Something that could really cause him problems, because Cleveland's secondary is actually very, very good. Even though Martin Emerson is having a tough year this year, but still they're a very solid team, especially when you think about their secondary. I mean, you're talking about they have a very solid core. Not only that, they also have backups that can come in and play just as well also. So again, we're not talking about a team that, even though they're reeling and struggling right now, they can get it together against a rookie quarterback. They can get it together against us. Our point output could be smaller because they don't give up a lot of points. They lose, but they don't give up a lot of points in the loss. And we saw Deshaun Watson in the last game look like he's trying to make a breakthrough. Nick Chubb, from my understanding, still isn't there. We get Austin Eckler back, which is great to know and hear. But again, this could be a problematic game. And it could be a game that could be something that could derail our young quarterback and put our franchise back on the path of maybe the 6, 7, or 8 wins. But it could also be a booster. We could actually see if what we have in Jaden Daniels will be our forever future. Will we be in a New England scenario where Tom Brady comes in and he just takes us on a ride? Could this also be the same thing, a Patrick Mahomes type of situation where our young quarterback comes in and we find out that what we got is something that is completely special? So far, it looks incredibly special. Like I said, I said something about we finally found our guy. And I really do feel that. I feel that we finally found our quarterback. And I just want it to be one of these things where it's not smoke and mirrors. And to be quite honest, I don't think it is. I think we found a very special one. A one of one. And to be quite honest, this to me will be for all the marbles. Like, to see him go up against a defense that is very high on the defensive scale, he will have more of those coming. But this will be an opportunity. This Cleveland team, this Cleveland defense will give him the opportunity that if he is successful against them, when he faces those teams like the next game of Baltimore, when he faces Atlanta, when he faces New Orleans, when he faces to some extent Dallas, when he'll go up against secondaries that are very solid secondaries, will he be able to come through and really give us the excitement, and will he show that he does have the ability to overcome even something that could be looked at as a major catastrophe or a major downfall for him. This will be his first true test of the season. Can he keep a defense? Can he keep a good defense, a top defense, from being devastating? What can he do against very versatile ends and Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith? Can he sit up there and get away from them if they do happen to do something? This will also be a very solid test for even Cliff Kingsbury, because you can sit up there and really cause havoc with this team. This will be a test for our offensive line. What we've seen from our offensive line has been pure shock and surprise. Will they keep it up? Because they're not facing any defensive line. They're facing a very good defensive line. I mean, will we finally see the collapse of Andrew Wiley, or will Andrew Wiley still be the guy, the bouncer at the club? Will he still make sure that he's that, or will he become the broken screen door? You know what I'm saying? Will we keep seeing everybody mature and grow and still make an impact as the season goes on? Because this is not one of those games that we could just sleep on the opponent. Cincinnati, we might have lucked up because they might have had some injuries, but yet we still stayed in that game. This is going to be a true test for Jaden. This is going to be a true test for our offensive line. On the defensive side, we got to show that we can, without a shadow of a doubt, stop the run. We have to stop the run. Understand, Deshaun Watson hasn't been as mobile as he's been in the past. For some reason, he just does not really want to run. And even though Jerome Ford isn't Nick Chubb, he's still quality. So again, our defense is going to have to show that they can actually stop the run, they can actually make an impact, and they can do something that can actually show the fan base that us believing in them, us believing that they are going to be successful, can still be something. It would be nice if we would go into the Baltimore game at 4-1. It would be very nice. Not only that, I think that this is a game that can kind of get us prepared for Baltimore, because we know that right up 95, we understand that at the end of the day, when it comes to a team like Baltimore, they've been successful for a very long time. They've drafted very well. Even though guys may have fallen in their laps, they've drafted very, very well. They have the most destructive running back in Derrick Henry and the most destructive quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Again, we have to show defensively that we can stop the run, because facing Baltimore, we know they're going to run. So this game is an opportunity to really see if we defensively can do that. Because this is not going to be a game where we can just take lightly who they are. Another thing is the point output. Again, I said it earlier. Cleveland isn't known for giving up a lot of points. I think they did it the first game of the season, but they haven't since then. So, again, you're talking about a team that seems to pride itself on not giving up a lot of points. Can we keep this point output going? Will we see another 30-point game? Will Washington put every other team on alert again? We've seen a lot of the power rankings where Washington is 7, Washington is 5 and some. But are we really that good? Can we show that against a team that could derail the whole thing? Can we show that not only can we compete, but we can win? And that is what matters the most. Can we beat a team that itself is reeling and at the same time still has a quality defense that can pretty much derail our rookie quarterback's growth and development? This is the first true test. This is not one to take lightly. This is not a game to play around in. Like I said again, they can do all types of things. They can use the screen game to maximum efficiency. Because, again, there are a lot of guys on that Cleveland Browns team that aren't playing very well this year. Martin Emerson, he's not playing well this year. Joker is off this year. And he's their roaming linebacker. So, again, those guys are really off this year. Let's not let them get back into the game this game. Let's not let them get back together or get it back together in this game. Let's keep it rolling. And like I said again, I can't express this enough. This not only for Jayden, but for our offensive line. Our offensive line has to show that what we're seeing at the beginning of the season is not a fluke. We're going to need our tight ends to play a massive role in this game, because we're going to have to get those linebackers out the middle of the field to really make the screen game work. Because we can use the screen game, let Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith come up the field and throw behind them. And with our tight ends getting the middle of that field, the linebackers moved out the middle of the field and the safeties moved out the middle of the field, so our running backs can make big plays. We need to do that. We need to do that. Like I said, this is the first true test of the season. Can Washington come out on top on one of the best defenses in the league? I think they're in the top 20. In fact, I think they might be in the top 15, but they're up there. So again, can they do it? We'll see. I don't have a prediction because I just want to watch the game and see if the growth and development is still there, and see what happens with our offensive line and our defense, just to gauge what improvements they have made and what mistakes they're not going to make again. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel this is the first true test for not only Jayden, but our offensive line and our defensive lines and our defense as a whole? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Even with the coaching staff, Cliff Kingsbury, this could be a true test for him as well. Can he also call a game that could beat a top-level defense? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been a Frustrated Fan Sports Show.